Testing, testing. I think that's a good audio level there. Alrighty, we are live. It is the Nickel-Plated Condor. Today is Friday, November 20th, the last day of our full trading week. We're going to look at some of the SPY options that I plan on closing out today, a couple of call spreads. One of them I'm hoping to let expire as it's up at the 363 zone. 363, 364 call spread is what I sold for today. So I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to put our level. 363 is up here. And 364 is right there. Very close to the top. We'll mark that one in green. Okay. Let's pull up my schedule. I've started doing this where I just put a schedule and read off of it basically, so it's a lot easier to stream. But we've got that spread that expires today. So we had this huge drop off in after hours and the run back up to the previous level and then a fail off of it, and now we're going back down. Oh, come on. Did I not save it? Is this it right here? No, that's not it. I don't think I saved it. I'll just have to make a new one later. I'll do that next week. And then next week I'm also going to figure out how to also get this onto Twitch. Will I be able to scroll this up? Okay, that might work. Okay. We're only going till 9:30 today. Because I have some other stuff today. But really all I have to do today is close out some of my options. Let's see here. So we can look at our Haynes brand spread here. Haynes right here is still below our break even currently, actually. 1356 is what it says, but it's 1367 is what the last doji's at. So that's just the difference between the bid and the ask there. So I mean, we're currently above our break even here, but I don't think we're going to open that high. It's just very, very confusing. Dojis here, no wicks at all. Our entry was right here. If you were swing trading it, like I've said before, a great exit would have been right here when you broke this level. You entered at this break above the pre-market high, held it above the 9-period simple moving average, and I started to see this pattern forming here, this wedge pattern, and we did break above, but my stop would have been right there at 72. So unless you took some profit up here at the 76, 77 zone, which would have been, I think, about a 2% profit. It was pretty close to that. You would have gotten about 0.8 or 0.7% profit here if you took your shares back there. And then as you can see, I'm still holding mine for the long term, but we did trend down the rest of the day. Kind of stagnated yesterday, but now possibly trending back up. Not sure. But we're going to be holding this one for a few more days. Reason why I bought this one is because on the 1 day, MACD looks like this, which I really like. So we'll see if we can get a strong turnaround there. Yawning. Man, I need to get used to this earlier schedule. I've been trading long enough. Alrighty, guys, like I keep saying, SPY is looking, they broke out of this wedge pattern. I'm kind of nervous about them now. Extend to the right. This one we can remove. This one we can remove. This one we can remove. And then those two are just my spread up there for the day that it needs to close below that. My stop will be, though, if we break above the 361.12 level. or it'd probably be more like the 361 level when it actually happens, that's my stop. Because if they break out of that wedge pattern, I don't know how high they'll go. They've already broken down to the downside. They've currently been putting in a resistance at this level here, so I could just move my stop down and buying the spread back at a break through the 358.15 level could actually be profit by a couple of dollars, considering the amount of theta I made overnight. But guys, I'm really nervous about this. We've been oscillating up and down over this 9-period simple moving average, and we've broken down below it very cleanly, just about as cleanly as here. We could have a downtrend to almost a 335 level over the next couple of weeks. Optimally, I'd like for them to get down to about 327, which would be where the floor of this pattern is. But if they broke down through that, you're looking at possibly a mini crash, large correction, and people on YouTube will talk about, oh, the next market crash. You just need views. The only way you're actually going to get a crash is if you see some really bad news or an analytical pattern. It's not just YouTubers trying to invoke fear. That's not how it works. Robinhood had a pretty big hold on some stock pumps, though. Like Hertz. That was crazy. No earnings I can play today. Last day I had for the week to do that was yesterday, as I like to do weeklies. I don't think there was really anything good anyway. Earnings season has kind of come to an end now. I think there's going to be an interview here at 9 Eastern. Only streaming till... Kilo level 49, square kilo 195. I'm just going to... Alrighty, I gotta tweet something out here that I'm only going till a certain date, time. Closing out some of my weekly spreads today, as well as evaluating SPY and their possible large-scale downside move sometime next week. I'm wondering if I could get a debit spread really far out and see if I could benefit from a bit of implied volatility here on close. If they closed green, I'm thinking that's something I could do. Not sure. We'll have to see. We've got 20 minutes to open here. Yeah, today I'm just gonna close out of some stuff. Holding Haynes through the weekend, I think. I just want to get a kilo of gold. That would be so cool. fake gold bars. That's funny. Yeah, actual gold bars are almost look a lot more worn. Yeah, I'm looking into the precious metal investment just to kind of diversify my market, similar to what Buffett's doing. Although I want to buy physical gold. That's always the best way to get it. So we'll see how the market's reacting here. I think we're having Mnuchin is being interviewed right now, so we've had the market run from 357 to about 357.30. You're on a nice confirmation run here in the pre-market. Don't see anything on here that would let me watch it. Might have to just wait. Medical emergency may not be over, but on financial emergency says conditions are in great shape. Good, you gotta reassure the economy sometimes. Still gonna see a red open, I think. Looking at SPY, we are down 35 cents in pre-market. We were down 50 cents in after hours, so we're looking to open, let's see, wait. 357.78. So it wants to open 30 cents down. I did some math wrong. Maybe Robinhood is just saying, yeah, that's what we're down, 35 cents. Looking at the 1 hour, while the MACD isn't very high, the RSI is rising, and the candles look like they're trying to open below. They're finding support right now on the 9-period SMA, so we'll see if we just keep oscillating around that and sit stagnant. But 354 break is going to be the beginning of a downtrend here. Not really anything interesting here, just watching them run up kind of nicely here, just waiting to see my positions be evaluated here at open, see what our options do. Now the RSI and MACD, well, the RSI is rising on the 1 minute. It's looking similar to the 1 hour here, where it's rising, but it might go actually a bit higher before we see something strong enough to justify a turnaround, like the MACD here. I want to wait for that to get a little bit higher. There's a run up to the 180 MA there. Let's see, was there a comment here? Secretary McConnell discussing plans to sit down with Speaker Pelosi. Okay. So we'll see if they hold above this level here going into open. I don't know if I'm going to enter any trades for the weekend. Probably not. I might open a condor or two. There's a break back down below the 180 MA there. MACD lines getting close. See, there's the fail back below the 9 period SMA there. MACD line's getting close to crossing. The RSI was closer to about 70 there for a minute. Higher volume now on this candle. 10 minutes till open, just wanting the open to happen. There's really nothing. Haynes is looking up. I think they're gonna open closer to 1360 than up where that wick was. And they're trying to find support above that, see if we'll break a new level to the upside. Would not be something I would trade though, not with the indicators going against you. There's another break back up to the upside above that key level. 357.70-ish. You're looking at maybe a 2 cent to the upside open now. Seven minutes left here to open. Looks like we're going to open at about break even now. And my thing's not updating, is it? No. Have a gap down there. Cleveland Airlines, billions of dollars. Yep, kind of knew that. 5 minutes left here to open. Okay, there's a run up. That's not on as much volume though, that movement. I'm to keep watching here, see where we open on this news. But if you compare it to close, I mean, I'm looking at this level here, 338.30. We can go back on here and mark it out more accurately to see what exactly it was. Potentially 338.25. 358.20. Let's see how close we get on this tick if we get up to 358.19. So 358.20 is a long level. We'll edit the properties of that and make that one green. And then to the downside, I would have the 354 flat level. That's my level down there. So this is upside breakout, this is downside breakout, but up here, these two lines are the legs of my, these are the lines for my spread that expires today. This volume and traffic you're seeing here was when somebody's talking, McConnell. No, I think it's Mnuchin, but he's made a couple comments about McConnell. Senator Rick Scott, test positive, all right. 1 minute MACD. Reversal potentially down at 357.3. We'll see what happens. Opening here in a couple of minutes. Let me get my watch here so we can see. But really, all I might be doing today is letting one of my spreads expire if I've evaluated that SPY will stay below the 363 level. You can't rule it out right now as it is an upside level and we've gone from here to there before. So if we run up, there is a chance, but it is very low probability with the overall direction of the market now trending down. Opening here in exactly 1 minute. Let's check. Let's see, what was Nvidia's earnings? Nvidia sales were up 57%. Looks like a stock is slipping though. If we pull up NVDA here, could be overpriced in. Oh, that was 2 days ago, sorry. I forgot who I looked at yesterday. I don't think there was anybody yesterday. Alrighty. Back to Haynes Brands. We'll see where we open here. And we're going to open in about 15 seconds. Going to finish down 24 cents from pre-market to now. See where we open. I'm not seeing a candle. There it is. It's interesting. You see a lot of like Bank of America, GE, AT&T, Pfizer, all those stocks get sold off here to start. So See, our account looks today up $12 to start, as our 363, 364 call spread is down to $1. 365, 366 calls, we're up $3 on that. And then we're up a little bit on the iron condors. So some of the iron condors that we opened are slightly bearish. While they do have options on both sides, the put options are further away. So to get closer to that middle for the most profit to expiration, you can move the call legs closer, put legs further away, and if it moves down to that middle ground, that's where you can make more money. While the puts go up, the calls are going to go down by a lot more going down to that zone. I'm going to try to close out the 363, 364 call spread for 1 cent. Paying a debit, so basically it's $1 because it's 1 cent per share. We'll have that order in there. 365, 366 call spread. We're only up $3 on it. It's worth 9. It's for Wednesday, so I might need to hold that one through the weekend. And then we have a couple of condors here. Not really any other profit we can secure today. Haynes run up here from 13.5 to 13.6, about 10 cents there. If we break that 354 level, though, I might get in on a debit spread, though, for the weekend. Change my position to basically solely bearish. Because this, I'm really liking a big move to the downside if we get one in the next week. I could do some weeklies for next week, potentially. Trying to reverse now. 1 day 9 SMA confirmation. We've had a few big stocks open there. I need to revise the scanner there. And we could also maybe say RSI has to be under the value of about 40. So we can evaluate some stocks that may not be under 30 anymore, but could be crossing to the upside, so we wouldn't miss out on those. That's something we can look at right now, because I mean, there's really nothing. If we finish to the downside, we'll get about $10 today profit. That's 2% on the small account. And then we can finish up 10% over the last week. We're up 8.5% this week, but if we want to count the last 5 trading days all the time, last Monday was actually down 1%. So potentially, if we can make some money on Monday, then we can push our total up to 10% over the last 5 days here for the first time in a while. First time on stream, I think. So I'm really happy with that. U.S. indices are trading lower for the session as growing U.S. COVID-19 concerns offset recent vaccine-driven market optimism. New lockdown measures in some U.S. states have also weighed on the economic outlook. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. This vaccine news is great. We had this great run-up. Election, it's over. Vaccine news, great. But it's not going to be out for a long time. I mean, if you follow the 1-day chart, we might not get the vaccine till out here. Very far away. Actually, December would be closer to here, but you know. we're very close to something like that. But in the meantime, before you get over here, who's to say you aren't going to get a correction down at this level before you go back up? So I'm looking into some very complicated ways to read stock patterns that are more experimental because I wouldn't really be going off of them. A breakdown below the 356, 357 level, 356.90 would be a good short as well. It's probably going to kill some of those puts. Calls are dying, which is good. And then we're up a bit on some of these condors. We're only up a bit on the condors, though. I'm thinking we might be able to enter one more if we can close out our put spread for a profit, or our call spread for a profit here. We sold some calls up here, $6 for some 363s up here. And those are worthless now overnight. Jim Kramer questions Operation Warp Speed about Slawi about organization of plan for decimating COVID-19 vaccine. Slawi says he respectfully disagrees. Okay. I think we're due for a big downturn. Watch for the MACD line cross here. While it will be able to above the zero line, it won't be super high. Let's see, I need to send. No, we're up only $9. What's going on? I think it's just a couple of the condors raising by $1 right now. That's all. This put spread's still at 1. Okay. So that one will be fine. I think my Ameritrade is like freezing or something. There we go. Now we're real time. See, it was showing delayed data up here for a minute. Yeah, there was something. Yeah, my computer's been doing that. I can't have that anymore. Well, we did have the sell-off to open on the 1 minute here. You could be a good swing back up if you longed potentially through the 33 level up to maybe 50 or so. There's not really resistance. There's a support there at 46, 50-ish zone. Other than that, you just have your high here at 80, and then the other high here at 358.20 as an upside level, but I doubt we're going to make it there. We could, but pretty strong belief that we might not see that level again for a while. Could be wrong, though. $1.8 million shares of Costco. Just sold at $41.28. So somewhere in the range of $80 million of Costco. Or is that Cisco? Oops. Well, look at that. Somebody sold 18,000 puts, which is, see, it looks like they did a spread there. Ooh. sold the puts, bought the calls, sold their shares of Cisco. It looks like someone basically just exchanged their 1.8 million shares of Cisco for some spreads here on Cisco where they bought calls, November 20th calls. Wait. November 20th, that's today. It expires today. NHS planning to start COVID vaccination of under 50s by end of January. That would be good. That's about the right time frame we were thinking of it from the beginning of this all. And people are saying, oh, it'll be earlier, it'll be later, and then there's just a big mess. Everyone trying to figure out when it was going to be, everyone trying to overestimate, underestimate. But yeah, it looks like he did this thing where he sold his 1.8 million shares of Costco, and then he bought some calls, and then sold some puts. 18,000 of each, so about the same amount, but he just exchanged it into calls and puts. So that's a lot of money you can make if they go up today. Very interesting. Yeah, the latest I'll ever enter trades for weekly options is for a Thursday afternoon because I don't want to get charged on day trades for that. Ooh, I'm seeing a support level get put in here at the bottom. It's a really aggressive support line. So I don't know if it'll hold. But if we do, if we go on to this one, I want to be able to see it here on my screen. You can let me put it there. I'm just going to pin the bottom of that wick. And then we'll go back and see where I marked it earlier, see if we found support at it a couple times. There's some support right there. Perfect support. That's actually where I started it. There. So that's a support level that if we break that to the downside, could be a good play on some puts. But we'll watch right now. Good bullish move to the upside. We got our weekly spread closed out of. 2-cent commission for Robinhood, or that might just be slippage. Just take a penny from every option, it looks like. Now you got your run to the upside. This call spreads up a couple bucks. We're up 1.74% on the day. If I enter anything else at the end of the day, it will probably just be a another Iron Condor. Well, I actually already have a couple of those, so I'm wondering if a put debit spread would be something I'd entertain. At this level, I don't think I will, because I don't like holding options through the weekend. I might just be done. We'll watch. If we, if we see a break to the upside or downside of this pattern, I could look at entering some more. I think I'd enter another put spread. Sorry, and I'd sell a call spread. SPY looking very, very stagnant to start. New stocks added to one-day 9 SMA confirmation. So I'm seeing this channel here, wedge pattern here for SPY. We'll see if they stay in it. I think the lowest you could come down for a put spread is 361. I'm gonna go manage my long term here. It's a big drop down on not too heavy volume, so I keep watching to see if that comes back up. All right, total securities of our SPY condors looking good. I think we could enter a few more condors here for SPY. Potentially some that are adjusted to the downside. Let's see, we have some margin buying power, but I don't like looking at that. Let's check our Robinhood on the small account. Looking good still. That's the one I mainly trade on. I really like that one. But our long term here, I think we can look to enter another condor. See how much buying power we have to enter a condor here. This one is not really refreshed. I'm going to try refreshing it again. What I'm going to do on the long-term account is target 1% a day through these spreads. And working pretty well, so I think I'll wait for another MACD turnaround here on the 5-minute to the downside, and then we could look at potentially doing a long-term spread where over a couple of weeks we can get something off a move to the downside if we sold a spread. If we went to trade here, we can go to potentially 14 days out, December 4th. And then what can we get? See if that's going to be 2 weeks. We'd want about 1% a day through the trade. So where could we get potentially like 40 bucks? See, I'm trying to think just off of that $100 that you're using for collateral, you want about 40 bucks. But we could move the scale of the trade up to maybe $3 or $4. We could do maybe even 5. I'm gonna try 2 for now. I'm gonna slowly scale up to that 5 level. But where are we gonna go where we're gonna get about 20% credit for 2 weeks? Because that's basically what we're looking for. For 20% credit, we would basically need, let's try this one. This is a call spread. Sell vertical. Alrighty, and then we change this one to the 371. That's going to be 25 cents right there for a $100 wide. Wait, sorry, that's for a $200 wide. So that's only 10%. We'd have to move closer than that. How about the 365 level? We change this one to 365. This one to 366. 367. 48. So we could probably move each one up a bit more. 366 potentially. And 368. For about 40-cent credit right there. I think that's a good one right there because you're going to get 1% a day because you are gaining, if it loses a tenth per trading day, and we have about 10 trading days going till then. I do think there is Thanksgiving one of those weeks. It's next week, but that's going to be fine because over that amount of time, at the end of that day, if we are under the 366 level, that's where we're going to make our money. I'm overall bearish on the market right now. We're looking for a correction. So I think I'm feeling pretty good selling that. I'll see if I can get a $40 credit on that right now. Trading options. So we're going to do a 360, 366, 368. So we'll try that. We'll go to SPY here on Ally. Add two options. We're going to buy one to open, sell one to open. And we're going to be doing the December 4th expiration, which is 2 weeks from today. We will be buying the 368 call. I believe it's 368. And then selling the 366. They're saying about 40 cents credit on there, which sounds about right. Let me double check, make sure it's 66 and 68. It is. And that's going to be a $2 wide spread. So $200 of collateral, small amount, but you're going to make about 1% a week off of it. Sorry, 10% a week off of it, which is a target. So we'll see what happens there. Almost about to break down to the downside here, so I'm going to try to fill it at 40 right now. It's thinking I'm trying to buy it. No, I want a credit of 40 cents. There, preview order. Let's try to get it filled at 40 here. Might be breaking down below this level, or that was just a support level we're bouncing off of. We'll have to wait and see. All I know is that the one put spread I had, I'm still holding a call spread. It's making some money right now. Just a few dollars, but if this is a bounce up, I'm going to be really glad if I can get a fill. What is the price of it now? $39.41? Okay, so we might have to change it. Holy crap. That was a big dip. I think we just missed it. Come on. Now it's probably gone down to like, what did it go down to? Still at 38, so if we can try to fill it at 38, I think that would be fine. But I just missed it. If I went 1 cent lower, I think I would have been filled. 38. Okay. Now let's preview that order. Try to place that. We did get filled. Okay, good. So we're filled on that. I really wanted to get 40 right here, but we had to wait till here and we got 38. But that'll get us about 2% a day off that amount of money. Sorry, 1% a day off that amount of money going into close, which will be 10% over the next 2 weeks. Off of that 200. So we now own 10 different options on SPY. We have that debit spread, we have the credit spread, and then we have the two separate iron condors that expire a few days apart. But that was a support level that I was really looking to short them through. I just wanted to get filled on that. I really like option selling in comparison to option buying because theta works in your favor when you're selling. And the dealer doesn't have to feel ashamed that he's afraid of losing because he needs to know that his win probability can go higher if His win probability will go higher if he can also pick and choose the scenarios he wants to be in. Alright, so our condors are going, I mean, it's just this one that's gone up a couple of dollars here today, but that's a December 4th expiration, so it's a couple weeks out. So the implied volatility is currently rising higher than the theta, and that is why you'll see the iron condors go up. I wasn't expecting a huge breakdown like this, but it looks like we're getting one. Now, one thing I've been thinking about is buying options as hedges against what I already have. So say I have an iron condor, but I want to hold the iron condor. I just want to keep it to expiration. But what if when I noticed the implied volatility was going to go up on drops, I could buy a different iron condor or spread that would hedge against the iron condor during times of increases in implied volatility. So it's basically like every time the condor goes up, back up in price, I'll also have something else making me money going up. So every time it fluctuates, you're kind of getting a lot more detailed every time, trying to find different ways to make money off tiny movements and situations. But this sell-off was a really big level I was looking for, and now we're below that. So it's start to feel more like a recession if you don't get, what was that? This is of the 18th. Fed's Kaplan says it will start to feel more like a recession if you don't get a renewal of fiscal relief. Yeah. Exactly what's happening. So, see if our spreads got down in value at all. Still targeted about the same. So, with that drop, you did see a couple cents drop there. But the difference between these two options, the delta, is just a few bucks. So every time you see SPY drop $1, you're looking at about a $3 gain. But that's just for the next dollar. As soon as it moves down another dollar, the delta will change. The delta could start going closer to, if you look here, the delta will start to lower. So every dollar it moves additionally, you're going to see those gains get smaller and smaller and smaller. Like, see, it's a 368, 366 right here. The difference in deltas is about 5. But if you went down here, delta difference between 2 is 7. So it's going to slowly get further and further out. Like here, you're getting 2. Here, you're getting 2. Here, you're getting 1. Here, you're getting 1. Here, you're getting 1. So it's going to get, it's going to decay slower and slower the further out of the money it is. It's just finding that sweet spot where you're far enough away from the money where it's not going to be a danger to you. 369, while it is just at this point, it is actually only $13 away from the money, which is less than 5%. But that's something where, while it can move that way, it's knowing that it won't. For instance, I said 369 for the right amount of credit. That's actually above this channel that they've been trending in for the last 3 months. So if I extend both of these here to the right, you can see 369 in a couple of weeks would actually be almost the top of the channel. So they'd have to break through the top of that channel to all-time highs during a COVID breakout. Vaccine, while it is in sight, I think we're going to see the hope start to fade for that. As not, we won't get one, but it's going to take longer than we think to get one. And then you have stuff like the oh, what was I going to say there? You have stuff like the stimulus not coming out yet. I think that's what it was, right? Yeah. So I don't know how much more we're going to run up. I will bet some money on that. Not bet, I will take a bet. Because someone else is betting it'll go up there with naked money. I'll take that. Alright, I'm going to go grab a water real quick. I'll be right back in 20 seconds. Why did it not mute? Okay, wait here. There we go. I have returned. Looks like they are fighting that level that they broke down through, that trend line that I drew, that they kind of tested as support a couple times here in after hours. They're hitting it as a resistance now. If they go back up through it, great. You have the MACD pointing to it, RSI potentially with enough juice to fight back up. But it's looking like we're seeing a rejection off of it right now. And with this being a Friday, I always like to think that Fridays point more towards the red. And that's there's nothing really analytical about that other than the idea that sometimes when you see I like to think a lot of people are trying to get their money out of the markets for the weekend. And I feel that's why you might see a bit more red days on Fridays. And sometimes people say Green Monday, oh, that'd be great. It's people buying back in because they sold off on Friday. So we got a new low to look at here, 356.6. We're getting closer and closer to 354 level, which is my doomsday level. Back to the downside, we could see a correction all the way down to the 320 range. One thing I would do is probably play a 2 to 3 day move to the downside, like so. At 351.38 here, all the way down to 354.05 in a couple of days, and that was pretty predictable there. Up here off all-time highs, while this one was not as easy of one to pin at the top, because you had the dangerously high RSI and the MACD line trying to cross over and over and over and over again. But on that correction, you did see them drop from 355 down to 332 in the matter of a few weeks. That was one of the craziest corrections we've seen. And it was such a big correction, in fact, that they had to consolidate in this level before making the drop all the way down to the 320, 318 level. And I'm seeing this whole thing trend up now. And the reason why I'm saying it's trending up is because if you graph support here at the bottom here and here, it kind of matches this all-time high versus that all-time high. So I think a lot of people have this channel in place on SPY. So I don't think I really care about this line anymore. This was just there in case they broke to the upside, but it looks like they just found it as resistance a couple of times. Looks like this condor here is trying to go up a few bucks in value. With 365, 366 call spread for next week. But what I think I want to do on the mini is enter another bearish spread. Potentially we could day trade it and just try to make a bit of extra money off some premium on a drop over the rest of the day. We have the 1 hour MACD, and then on the long time frame, this breakdown, I'm thinking we could see a breakdown for a while here. I'm actually going to look at SPY right now, look and see the Monday options, how close we can get for a potential day trade here. I'm just wanting 10%. If we can get filled at 10, that would be nice. I'm going to watch the 1 minute though, and the 5 minute for a turnaround, because we're kind of low right now. I already entered that other spread on the big account. That's a little bit wider, so I might just wait. I think I'll just enter a spread here for next Friday or something if we get a breakdown for the 356.50 level. That's a level I'll be watching here on SPY then. Th 55 actually looks a bit closer, so we'll do that one. I love doing SPY options because of all of the different expirations you have. Just some news about the stock being down. Not really seeing anything else. See if we'll try to fight with that resistance here one more time. Trying to snap my hat back on. Kind of upset because I got home last night so late that I didn't get to watch my football yet. I'm going to have to make some time this afternoon for that, potentially when the market closes. Here's some, oh, look at that. Somebody sold some of this stuff, 3,000 of each, at 1,800 bucks a pop for those. Almost 19. Still watching SPY for potential upside move before we try to pin a further down move. That spread we sold on SPY here is valued at 38 now. That's what we got it filled at. Tried to get it at 40 right before that break right here, but missed the fill by like $1, I swear. Could have gotten 39. Instead, we got filled at 38 here. One thing that's kind of encouraging, though, about this entire downside move is that here on the 1 hour, it hasn't really happened yet. I mean, yes, you've seen this breakdown below this channel, but on the 1 day, like, this is just a ton of mini patterns of what's to come when you break below 354. I just want to have some stuff ready in case it happens over the weekend. But if it doesn't and we don't see that 354 break until next week, that's going to be great because then you can look into playing some weekly debit spreads without having to hold through the weekend, which is what I'm looking for. Had to be really, really picky about this stuff, and it's taken me a lot of losing trades to realize that you're not really getting rid of the fear of missing out is really hard. But I feel I've done that, and that's why being such a passive trader it's about generating income. It's not about making as much money as you can. If that was your main priority, go to a casino. You'll probably make more money there than you will in the market. With that mentality where you're just going to go all in on stuff and accept that you probably will end up on the losing side if you're normal, that's really unfortunate that you would try to come to the market to do something like that. It's just a disguised way. It's just a disguised casino. So be very careful trading. Don't trade options until you know how to trade stock. And I even hesitate to say the word trade. You should learn how to invest first. Even though it seems as easy as buying some shares and holding them and looking at the account in a couple years and have it be green, that's not always going to happen. One thing you could look at is even when you're just investing, investing is, even though you're just picking up a ton of shares, like here I have my 3 favorite stocks from each sector, from each of the 11 sectors right here. If you owned these, if you just owned 3 from each sector, which is I think 33 stocks, you're going to make quite a bit of money over the long run, because you're very diversified. You've got a lot of big names in there. You have Apple, you have Disney, I believe you have Microsoft. I really like Microsoft. You don't have companies like Google or Amazon because I wanted to pick companies that had lower share prices, and while Amazon might grow a lot in the future, I'm willing to bet that these companies with lower share prices are more likely to rise faster. And that's factoring in stock splits. I know Apple just split, Tesla split recently. I don't have them on here. But yeah, there's another break to the downside for you on SPY. If we look at our spread here, now we're 37, so we're up $1 on it. I think on a pullback we could open a spread for next week. I can't trade options that expire the day of expiration. One thing I can do, sell a 360 call, buy a 361 call for Monday, get a $20 credit, and then close it out at the end of the week. See if we can get filled at 21 for that guy. Not wanting to fill me. Let's try 21 again. I think on a pullback we can get a fill on 21. Potentially come back up and test this level, see if we get a fill. Bids 20, ask is 22. If I don't get my 21 fill, I'm sitting out. And even like you just saw what I said there, $1 in difference on the fill. If I don't get it, I'm leaving, is basically what I'm doing. That's when you know you've mastered FOMO. So, and anyways, I've only got another 15 minutes on here. So, I mean, I could wait around and see if I get the fill. If I do, that would be great. If you get a pop back up to the 356.5 level, potentially go test 55, but with the moves down we've been making, we could see a bounce back like this. I'd like something like that in this case, just to get one little fill here on a pullback. I think later today I'll make my EMA video finally. I haven't made that one yet. New alert symbols. When you see a lot that start with A, you know there's actually a lot more than that. And I should probably try to refine the filter a bit more. I might do that later. We'll see. Low MACD. I think with a cross, we could see some sort of correction back up to the 356.55 level. Potentially back above this level for a while. Maybe test this support here at 75 or 80. S&P futures dropped to new session low at 356.3. Yep, that's where we are right now. There it is. Alrighty, I don't think we're going to get that fill. I'll keep it out there. Actually, no, because I actually have to leave later, so I just won't worry about a day trade today. Only gonna take it if it's perfect. Now, I do have a call spread open already that's down to 7 cents. If I could fill that at 4 or 5 by market close, I'm thinking I could close out that profit on there. I'm going to go grab the iPad real quick and check that portfolio. It's just got a call spread on there. I'm thinking I might be able to close that one out at that price. Let me go grab that. Alrighty, I got it. It looks like we were actually filled yesterday morning when I sent in an order to have that filled. So the second mini only has $100 on it. And those $100 are all available to trade with now. So I'm thinking we could enter a spread there. I might be able to just do another passive one, kind of like the one I did on this Ameritrade account. Well, it was Ally, but I'm using this one to kind of show that. Let's refresh our page and see what the condors are doing here for long term. With lower theta, they might actually be inflating, so the credit spread we sold earlier is just going to hedge against that. It's a key level on that account I'm hoping we can break today. It's nowhere near 25, unfortunately. But when that one gets over 25, I think I'm going to condense everything into one for a while and start day trading with small amounts. I definitely will not go to like $25,000 total in trade size. That's stupid. At the most, 2,500, but I'll probably stay under 1,000 most of the time for trade size. Let's check out SPY here on my second mini. See what we can get for see, I was doing those that December 11th spread is dead, so I could have rolled that down. I think I am going to go to December 4th on this one as well. Try to sell a call spread on here wherever I can get a $10 credit. Because from the other account, I went for a 20% credit on a $2 wide spread. So I got $40 for 200. So that's a basically 20% spread. I think I'm fine there. I'm just gonna leave that. The spread is now down to 37, 36 maybe. So yeah, we are up a few bucks on that, even with the bad fill. That's okay. Bad fill was not broker's fault. It was my fault. I wanted to get the perfect fill price here. I did not get it. That's one thing I've been doing a lot with these orders. Limit orders. No market. Whenever I try to day trade options with market orders, you get stupid fills. At least on Ameritrade, so I never do that. Let's go to the calls. Let's see where we can get maybe 15% on 2 weeks away. That would be what's the top of our channel here again? This is 371. 371 would get us a $9 credit. We could go down a bit lower potentially for that one. 1 hour MACD line's about to cross. I don't know if we'll see a correction though back up to this level, so I'm gonna go something a little further away. We can try well, actually, if we moved to potentially, if we went further out, we could get that price level we want up there, but let's look. I'm really not sure what I should do here for the perfect fill. We're starting to see the market consolidate down to these new levels they're falling down to, which is helping the condors. This call spread is dying by the second. The 365, 366 call spread I have. That one is for the 25th, which is next Wednesday. And I'm really liking that one. I might hold that one through the weekend. I'll try to close it at $5 potentially by the end of the day. But here on the other mini, I'm thinking December 4th is a date that I like. 2 Fridays from now. But where am I wanting to go? I think I'll do 368. It's funny because that's actually the one I did on the other account, isn't it? Basically, I went to the 366 and sold the 368. I'm going to sell the 367 on this one so we have another dollar extra since it's only one trade on this account. Let's see if we can get filled at 18 on it on this pullback. We do get that. Nice. That was almost too fast of a fill. I'm thinking I might have put it in at a bad price. Nope. I mean, that's what it's valued at. It was worth 20 this morning, dropped down to 17, and I got it sold on a pullback to 18. So we'll see what SPY does rest of the day. I'm looking for downtrend. MACD pointing down here. MACD on the 5-minute points to what could be a turnaround, but we'll see. Other than that, long term's got some stuff set up in there. Still holding Haynes. I don't really have that much of Haynes, so, I mean, actually, I'm going to move this one to the 1 day because I kind of like looking at that better, and then I'll change this one to HBI just so I can have it on here, see what they're doing here. Looks like another kind of red day for them. Well, on mine it's gray, but I like that. There's my average purchase price up there. As you can see, they use my purchase price as resistance, which is very stupid because I did not buy that many shares, about less than 100 shares. Could not have done much to the price. Okay, well, I am going to have to go here. Short stream today. I'm going to try to get some more full-length ones in next week. Black Friday. I might only go till 10 on Black Friday. That's if they're open on Black Friday. I haven't traded through that before. But I got some football that day, so priorities. Other than that, I think other than Thanksgiving being next week, we might be able to get in 4 days. We'll see what happens. But yeah, entered some bearish spreads here for SPY. Got some good fills on these pullbacks. Spread I sold here actually went down $1 here for a second, but we're back up. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll have to watch this all closely. Could see a turnaround here sometime for later today. But I am bearish for SPY the next couple of weeks. We can channel out one more thing here that I'd look at. This right here is a downtrend channel. And then right here, it looks like we have a similar to a parallel line there. And then this what could be a breakout above that. But we will see. Kind of got something filled right about there on that level. We'll watch. All right, well, thanks for watching today if you were on. If you're watching this recorded later, I hope you liked it. I hope SPY turns out the way I think it will. But yeah, I will be back next week. Have a good weekend, everyone. And yeah, until next time.